The nation of Liberia is slightly larger than the state of Tennessee and is located in West Africa on the Atlantic Ocean. It is the first and oldest republic in Africa, founded in 1847 by freed slaves returning from America. English is the official language, though the Liberian dialect is often difficult for Americans to understand. Starting in the 1940s, Liberia began to thrive. Liberia was a strong ally of the United States, and as these photos from its rich past show, Liberia became one of the most progressive and prosperous countries in Africa. But all of that changed. From 1989 to 2003, one of Africa's bloodiest civil wars cost the lives of more than 200,000 Liberians, displaced many more, and left the country's infrastructure and economy totally devastated. As a result of the war, Liberia is now one of Africa's poorest countries. The nation, including the capital of Monrovia, has no public utilities such as running water, electricity, or working sewer systems. The World Bank estimates that over 3/4 of Liberia's 3 million people live below the Liberian poverty line of $1 per day. Unemployment and illiteracy is estimated at 80%, resulting in a high crime rate. Infant mortality is almost 24 times higher than in the U.S., and the average life expectancy is only 40 years. Liberians struggle daily with hunger, finding and affording clean drinking water. They struggle with poor medical facilities and the cost of public education. It seems everywhere you turn, the lingering effects of civil war haunt Liberia. These images are not from some underprivileged slum area. This is the center of Liberia's capital city, Monrovia. Every building, every lamppost, riddled with bullet holes. Monrovia is the hometown of Pastor Andrew Gombay and the children he cares for. The Victorious Faith Refuge Home is a ministry of Victorious Faith Ministries Church in Monrovia, Liberia. Compelled by the overwhelming need of orphaned and abandoned children, Pastor Andrew Gombay and his wife Swenna opened the refuge home in spring of 2005. Day-to-day administration of the home is overseen by Pastor Linus. Several women provide nurturing care, cooking, and education for the children. The refuge home is a small 2-bedroom house that holds up to 30 children. One room is shared by all the girls, and one room is shared by all the boys. Recent improvements to the home include the construction of bunk beds. Previously, a few mattresses laid on the floor served as beds. The newly enclosed front porch also provides additional living space. Even with the improvements, the harsh economic realities of life in Liberia are clearly evident. There are few toys and only a couple of benches and chairs at the home. A small generator is used to power a few light bulbs. The refuge home actually has a bathroom, a rarity in Liberia. It consists of a small room with 2 holes that drain to a 6-foot pit below. A small room on the back of the home, part of a recent renovation, serves as the kitchen. Without running water or electricity, meals are cooked over charcoal or wood fires. Meals usually consist of rice and sometimes split peas, cassava, and potato greens. When rice cannot be afforded, a less nutritious bulgur wheat is substituted. A brand new well, another rare luxury, provides all the fresh water needs for the home. It replaced a well that had collapsed and was unusable. Before the new well was installed through the help of supporters in America, water would be drawn by hand from wells like these. A common practice among locals is to filter the cloudy water through sand in the bottom of a polypropylene bag. This water could be used for cooking, bathing, and washing clothes, but any water fit for drinking had to be purchased. Even with the new improvements made to the home, it doesn't look like much compared to our standards. but by Liberian standards, it's quite nice. For education, most of the children walk a quarter-mile to the Victorious Faith Ministries Church for classes taught by a teacher, the home's administrator, and Pastor Andrew's wife. An older child attends a local middle school with the tuition being paid for by the refuge home. Each child at the refuge home has their own sad story. 14 years of civil war has not only left the country and economy devastated, but has also destroyed families and plunged many into poverty. Osman's situation, for example, is a direct result of the Civil War. His father was killed by rebels during the war, and his mother was displaced from their home and traveled to Monrovia. Osman eventually ended up in the care of others who were unable to provide for him and brought him to the refuge home. Osman is one of the oldest at the home and is a spiritual leader. Here he leads the congregation in prayer during one of their church services. Others are like Esther, the namesake of Esther's Hope, who was born to a teenage mother who was simply unable to care for her. Alex's story is all too common. He was born into extreme poverty. His parents brought him to the refuge home because they were not capable of providing for even his most basic needs. On our last visit to the refuge home, we took a few select toys that could fit in our luggage. One afternoon, we had a good time teaching the children how to play Frisbee. They had never seen a Frisbee before, but were very quick to catch on. The boy with the club feet, Emmanuel, was brought to the refuge home by his father, knowing he would receive an education. He felt because of his deformity, without an education, Emmanuel wouldn't have a chance in life. By the grace of God, we were able to bring Emmanuel to the attention of the medical staff of Mercy Ships. With the combined effort, support, and prayers of Esther's Hope and Mercy Ships, one of Emmanuel's legs has already been surgically corrected, and the other is scheduled to take place soon. Esther's first attempt at catching this newfangled flying disc didn't go well. Watching her, you can see the kind of resiliency these children have had to develop. Another small gift the children were thrilled by were small matchbox-style cars. From the youngest to the oldest, they treasured them and were quick to proudly show them off to friends and visitors. We also took them 3 new soccer balls. They loved to play soccer, or football as they called it. That afternoon, they staged an exhibition game between the refuge home children and another neighborhood team. The Victorious Faith Refuge Home team is decked out in yellow. Notice many of the children play without shoes. Since this video was taken, the refuge home team has been outfitted with new blue uniforms and athletic shoes from supporters in the United States. When either team scores a point, there's a great celebration, and the scoring player receives the honor of being lifted in the air by team members or coaches.
There is a need for us to help children. They have been afflicted. They have been subjected to a lot of ills in the society, even during the war. That's how I saw it today. That's how I saw the game. The entire war was like influenced by so much destruction upon children and left children homeless. Some are on the streets and they don't have any care. They need care, they need homes, they need clothing, they need every care. I am believing God that God will help you all to help us to see how we'll be able to clear that doubt to help suffering children. They still have problems, they still need help in the world. And I believe God will help us to give them hope. We are praying and believing the Lord that the children, they have been rejected even in the days of Jesus. When they came around Jesus, the apostles tried to keep them away. They have been suffering. Every situation that goes on, children have to suffer, but we can be able to clear those doubts by His grace. God bless you, and I bless the Lord for Pastor Bill and Brother Brian and all those who God is really using one way or the other to give us hope and hope to these suffering children. God bless you.
As you can see, there is tremendous need. And although Liberia is on the path to recovery, it may be decades before the basics of a civil society are restored. But you can help today. You can play a part in easing the struggle of daily life for these children. Faithful sponsors are positively changing and possibly saving the lives of these children. As an Esther's Hope child sponsor for about $1 a day, only $30 a month, you can take part in providing financial assistance as well as hope, encouragement, and prayer support to one of the precious children of the Victorious Faith Refuge Home. I hope you'll take a few minutes to learn more about the children of Esther's Hope by visiting the website www.hope.victoriousfaith.com. There you'll find individual photos and the story behind each child. The site also offers 6 simple steps of child sponsorship, answers frequently asked questions in detail, and provides more information about the country of Liberia with links to other information sources. Remember, an Esther's Hope child sponsorship is only $30 a month. So when was the last time you had the opportunity to positively change a life, maybe even save a life, for so little? Please, carefully and prayerfully consider becoming an Esther's Hope sponsor. Thank you.